Hello, today we're going to make a homemade pizza. First, we're going to make our sauce. I'm going to take 1 can, 15 ounces of tomato sauce, put it in a bowl. You can always do this the night before, the day before, or you can do it right before you make your pizza. I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning, and you can buy pizza sauce already made. This is my Italian seasoning, and I added 1 teaspoon of that to 1 can of tomato sauce, and we're just going to mix it up. And this is our pizza sauce. Okay, now we're going to set this aside and we're going to make our pizza dough. Okay, we're going to make our pizza dough right now with my dough hooks on. And in our bowl, we're going to add 1 cup of flour, 2/3 cup of warm tap water, I have my quick rise yeast. We're gonna add 2 teaspoons and then we're gonna add 3/4 teaspoon of salt. And they don't have a 3/4 teaspoon. So what I did, I used a 1/2 and a 1/4. And that makes you 3/4 of a teaspoon. Have it in the little bowl, I'll add it in. And we're gonna mix this together with our dough hooks. And I'm going to add 1/4 teaspoon of our Italian seasoning to our dough. Give it a little bit more flavoring. We're going to take our spatula and we're going to get all the flour from the bowl, the sides and the bottom, get it real good and mixed up. Okay, now that it's real good and mixed up, I'm going to add a teaspoon of sugar. 3 tablespoons of oil. You can use olive oil. I use avocado oil, or you can use regular canola oil, any cooking oil. We'll mix this up. Okay, now that we have our oil and our sugar mixed in, I'm going to add some more flour. Another cup, 1 more cup of flour. And we'll keep adding a little bit of flour until our dough ball forms. Real easy recipe and a lot better tasting than a box pizza. gonna add a 1/2 cup of flour. That makes 2½ cups total. If you don't have the dough hooks, you can use a regular mixer for the first cup of flour, and then you just would have to use a fork or a spoon. And then when it gets to this condition right here where your dough ball is forming, you can do it by hand. You pull it and it stretches like elastic. So the dough is ready. So now we'll get our pan ready. Okay, I have my stone. This is a 13-inch round stone. You can use a metal pan if you would like. But this is the one I always use, as you can probably see. We're gonna spray it with cooking spray, whatever kind you have, so it won't stick to the pan, because if you don't spray it, it will stick. Now we're gonna take our dough and we're gonna put it onto our pan. And if you don't have the Italian seasoning to add to the dough, you don't have to. If you want to buy the pizza sauce already made, I mean, you can do that, but I find it's expensive and it's just as good or better to make it yourself. You know what you're putting in it. Just take the pizza dough, put it in the center, and then you just push it all the way. I always go all the way to the edges. It's enough pizza crust for this 13-inch stone. Okay, now we have our pizza crust spread out. We will add some of our homemade sauce. I just spoon it over the top of the crust evenly. Okay, now you can add your toppings. I always just look in the refrigerator to see what I have, and I go from there. So we're gonna go see what we have in the refrigerator for toppings. Okay, I have found some ham in the refrigerator. We're gonna cut this up in small pieces for our pizza. I just use my pizza cutter to cut it in thin slices so we can put it all over the pizza. Cut it as big as you like or as small as you like. I guess you would call this Canadian bacon. You can buy Canadian bacon in the grocery store. You can buy pepperoni. But I figure the foods we like will be in our refrigerator. So that's the things that I use for our pizzas. And I also found some jalapenos. nacho slice, some black sliced olives. We're gonna put some of that on it. And I also found some bacon bit crumbles. And we're gonna put some of those bacon crumbles. They're real bacon. And then we have our cheese. And I'm gonna get all that together and we'll assemble it. Okay, we have our ham, 2 tablespoons of bacon, some jalapenos, some purple onions, and some black olives. And I have a cup of mozzarella cheese and a cup of Monterey Jack cheese combined, mixed together. Colby Jack and Monterey Jack cheese, and I mix it together. So we have 2 cups of cheese. So now we're going to assemble our pizza. I always put the toppings on first, but you can put the toppings or the cheese, however you'd like to do it. So we're gonna put the ham all over. And we're gonna sprinkle our bacon bits. And we're gonna put our jalapenos. And then we're gonna apply our purple onions. Okay, now I'm gonna put the black olives, but I'm just gonna put them on one side because my husband doesn't care for black olives. So this will be my slice. And I'll leave a couple extra to put on top because once I put the cheese on, you won't be able to see where they're at. So now we're gonna put our 2 cups of cheese. If you wanna put less, you can. If you wanna put more, two cups is plenty enough cheese. Now we'll put the black olives on top, so we'll make sure we know where they're at on the pizza. Okay, our pizza is ready and our oven just heated up to 425 degrees. So we're gonna put it in. Like on the 3rd rack down. And we're gonna cook it for 15 minutes. And then we'll see what it looks like when it's done. Let's see, kitchen timer. All right. Okay, I baked the pizza for 15 minutes at 425, and this is it. It came out real good. And I'm sure it's gonna be yummy. While I was waiting for the pizza to be cooked, I made a cucumber salad to go with it. So we have a cucumber and purple onion salad to go with our pizza. I just cut up 1 large cucumber into quarters and sliced it. And then I added 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, a tablespoon of avocado oil, and a teaspoon of salt. and mixed it all up together, and lunch is ready.